Hello everybody, Supercars in Seconds here, back again looking at the Range Rover Autobiography. This is one of my favorite SUVs of all time. What I like about Range Rover, this of course have gone through several iterations over the years and different design changes. They haven't forgotten their roots, meaning just simple design things like the individual letters across the hood going back to the early 70s. Look at that view, gosh. The big LEDs on, of course, which are beautiful. What I really mean, aside from the luxury side, is the off-road ability. They've still kept it in this car. The vehicle has a rock crawling mode. I mean, you don't really expect that in a modern luxury SUV, but it really has it. So it's several personalities in one. That's just a great thing to have. I really enjoy it. Let me open up the back here and show you what's inside. It is enormous back here. Let's touch on that little button and then up it'll go for us. It goes up very, very high. Of course, the nice thing about a Range Rover, it starts off very high. Let me push this little button, it'll open the lower section. They had this lower section since the beginning, just because on an estate or wherever you might be, you can throw things in there and not have to worry about it falling back out. It's very simple, but you can push the button, lower it down, and this will hold a ton of weight. Good for tailgating, for polo, things like that. It's really a lovely thing to have. Some of the cool touches inside, everything's electronic, seat folding and vehicle height. I can raise and lower the vehicle with these little buttons. Even when this is high mode now, but even in the road mode, I can lower it again to access things and throw things in the back very, very easily without having to lift up heavy items. This is cool. A regular electrical outlet built right into the car, things like that. They've really thought about how you're going to use it day to day. Let's push this button and I'll step back and it will fold up both sections for us, which is rather nice feature and nice convenience to have. It looks cool too. Opening up the rear door, Autobiography would be their sort of luxury line in the car, giving us every option. And this beautiful wood is everywhere, very glossy. You can see the reflection of the wheel in it. Look at that, it's everywhere. The wood is beautiful. And this folds up, of course, if needed to create a fifth seat and so on. I love the big displays on the back and so on. These controls are for the rear seats. That's just amazing. Look at all these buttons. That's just for the rear seats. Now, if you look at that seat over there, there's a gap behind it where you can see it can recline. But I have a button on the door here. These little, they're very glossy, hard to see. But let me push on this one and let's see if I can show you what it'll do. It just by holding that one button, now I've let go of it. My hands are free. It's taking that seat all the way forward. Now watch, here we come. The footrest comes down, then the back seat's already reclined. Now watch this front, here we go. That'll start to come out and give you a footrest. I mean, oh, it's going more. Hang on, it's not done yet. It's like a blooming bed. Look at the difference in those two seats now. Wow, very, very impressive. I'll touch it back up and it'll close it all back away for us with a bit of luck. Here we go. That's got it. Oh, wrong one. That's got it. There it goes. Now I can let go again and it's going to fold everything back away for us. Look at this. So it goes from a big limousine back into a regular 4 or 5 seat SUV just by the touch of a button. Very, very impressive. Up front, let's have a look inside. Well, that door is heavy. Everything you touch is lovely quality. Look at this. There's more wood again. This is cold to touch. It is metal. Screens galore and lovely graphics. Look at the quality of these images on the screens. Very, very impressive. Nice display for the driver as well, all digital up there as well. And I've got lots of modes. That this is, you may see this in Jaguar cars also. This will raise and lower, then you twist it to select the gear. Pushing it down and twisting even more will go into sport mode, which we'll be doing very shortly, of course. You know me. Here we have our adjustment for the modes. I'm in dynamic mode, of course, shocking, but I do have all of these others, and we'll, in a minute, once I'm back in the seat, we'll have a look at those and explain what each one does. The car is adjustable, so she can be raised and lowered using these enormous dampers. It's going to be noisy, but I'll put the camera down in there. And if you can see that great big damper back in there, just huge big air strut on each corner that operate independently. So that's why they're so amazing off-road. And again, they've kept the luxury side in today's cars, but still haven't forgotten their roots. And I think they need to be applauded for that. Okay, let's climb aboard. Great view out of the front. Look at this thing. It's like, let's go and take over a small country. You know, it's that sort of feeling. Let me put you in the little bracket here and we'll keep going. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, very good. So, powertrain. I've got a 5 litre up there, supercharged engine. She's 518 horsepower in the new car, 461 pounds of torque, but it's 5,500 pounds. So a great feeling of being a very solid vehicle on the road. As you can imagine, with all that great big power and such heavy weight, not the most frugal SUV on the market, although that's true. However, it does have a 24-gallon fuel tank, just over 24 gallons. So it doesn't sound important, but it is, because you haven't got to go to the gas station every 5 minutes. Fill this car up with the premium fuel and she'll run over 400 miles on a tank. That's really nice. You know, it's fine to have a car that might use a bit more fuel, but if you got to keep going all the time with a small tank, it's just annoying. This is a well thought out vehicle, was my point. Right, let's spin this thing around. And we're in dynamic mode, of course, you know me. I've got to find the performance side of everything. Hang on, right. Let's boot this thing and see how she does. Whoa, boy, that big nose comes up. I can actually hear the supercharger. Nice little whine from the supercharger. Very good, very good. Wow. Right, I'm coming up to my famous left-hander that I drive on all the videos. It's called Batman's Corner. I'll explain that another day why it's called that, but it's really pretty funny. All right. Very nice, gosh. Pedal soft, the brake pedal soft, but again, that's her personality. What that gives you, particularly off-road, you don't want to be stamping on the brakes and locking up the wheels perhaps on a gravelly surface. This car is very intelligent in things like that. Let me show you the different modes down here. Let me put it back into park and I'll show you all the lovely modes that it has. It's very impressive. So down in the center console, here's my gear lever, and back behind is my mode selector for the all-wheel drive system, the permanent all-wheel drive, of course. Right, so if I turn it, I'm in the dynamic mode here, and as I turn it, it'll tell me at the top, Eco, and we got Comfort Program, hang on, Grass, Gravel, and Snow, and I'll tell you what's changing once I've finished here. Mud Ruts, there you go, that's a perfect one for a $150,000 SUV, perfect. Sand Program, interesting. And Rock Crawl Program, very good. What's fun also, if it's raised up, if I push it down, it then goes to an automatic response where it will find its own height adjustment, and the traction control, etc. will all adjust. So what's changing between, say, sand and rock crawl? Sand, you want a little bit of slip on the tires to maintain maximum traction. In rock crawl, you would want the throttle to be very unresponsive. You want it to be able to push it and not move the vehicle along very quickly. They've really done an amazing job with, and it's all electronic. It's just fabulous stuff, how it's using the hardware and totally changing the car's personality. Very, very impressive. The seat I'm sitting in, I'll show you the passenger seat here, is really amazing. This headrest, of course, you can fold it out and get it just how you might like. They even offer an overlay of even more padding if you wish. That would be good for the rear passenger back there with that great big seat. Now, this is a fun thing that I wish more cars had. They sometimes have different settings, but this, I can unwind this little handle here and set it to exactly whatever height I like, and it will stay there. So I can put it there, and it will freeze. It's nice if you don't want to rest your elbow on it to drive a long distance. That's how much they've thought about how the owners are going to enjoy this car and really to be able to get the most out of it. An impressive car. Let me climb outside and we'll take another look. So that's it. This one's a 4,400 mile car that's just arrived. Range Rovers don't depreciate much. That's something that the customers really enjoy about them. If you are considering one of these larger luxury SUVs, irrelevant of price, you must check out the Range Rover product. It really is first class. And the off-road ability, you may never use it, but if they've engineered it that much, imagine what they've done for the comfort side. Listen, thanks for subscribing to the channel. Hope you're enjoying it. Please ask any questions you might have on this car or any of the cars we've featured before. Share the videos around if you don't mind. And I'll see you again very soon. Thank you.